It's Tuesday, August 17th, 2010. I'm Andy Waits in the News Bunker with today's front page review. First, the New York Times. Drilling permits for deep waters face new review. Well, that's one way to end drilling. Just raise the bar to unreasonable levels. No new oil? Well, that seems to be the Obama administration's goal. Finally, they're shrimping again on the Gulf. I love my shrimp. Boiled and fried and etouffee and scampi. That's about it, I guess. Pakistan floods bring on fears of lasting toll. Monsoon flooding is trouble for food supply, economy, transportation, ultimately for national stability. The Taliban put 2 young people to death for having the nerve to elope. The couple, 25 and 19 years old, were stoned by a remote village, including their own families, at the order of the Taliban. Hey, sign me up for the religion of peace. A report on pedestrian safety in New York City shows what the biggest problems are and could lead to solutions. Hey, I'm walking here. Much early jazz was too experimental to be commercially viable, so the only place it was heard was live on the radio. Now recordings have just been discovered, and for the first time in 70 years, we'll get to hear one-off performances. Here's a look at the LA Times. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals puts gay marriage on hold until they hear arguments in December. These are Pakistanis desperate for food in the wake of that monsoon. Column 1, a father's judgment is in question after he lets his 7-year-old son get a tattoo of a paw print on his hip. Should you know if your kid's teachers stink? The Secretary of Education thinks so. He says, what's there to hide? The feds ride to the aid of the New Orleans PD, trying to clean up their image by cleaning up their act. Look how the LA Times frames this. First lady to enter the fray. Michelle Obama risks undoing her nonpartisan image on the campaign trail. Her nonpartisan image? Right. Now to the Motor City, the Detroit News. Royal Oaks yields to state law and says law-abiding citizens can carry weapons openly at an arts fair. Area property tax values fall 10%. They're bracing for the inevitable cuts in city services, maybe even staff. Quicken Loans moves to a new building. Workers had to get a raise to offset Detroit's income tax. Yes, Detroit's income tax. 92 schools will either improve or close by November. 70% of the state's failing schools are in Detroit. Now to the sandy shores of Vero Beach, Florida, the Press Journal. A new $1.7 million Boys and Girls Club edition is opening, everything from a game room to a computer lab, and quite the juxtaposition on the front page with the next story, students to feel the effects of cuts, less money for administration and extracurricular activities. But there's always the Boys and Girls Club. Vero Beach is spending $20 grand to look for a new city manager. Hey, that guy from Bell, California is available. What does the position pay? And if he takes the job, do I get the 20 grand? And a story about a guy who loves his iPad. He's 95 years old and says, I don't want this electronic age to pass me by. And that's the front page review for Tuesday, August 17th, 2010. In the News Bunker, I'm Andy Waits.